Leadership is the foundation for running a small business because if you're not in charge, you're not going to see the vision through or the work activities through. This is Dr. Spencer Coaches. Today I'm going to talk to you about why leadership is foundation for running a small business. Because when you run a small business, you are in charge. Whether you have employees or not, whether you're just a one-person show, you have to lead your own life. Meaning you've got to make sure all the work activities get done and the responsibilities of the business get fulfilled. What is the vision of your business? Without your vision, without your commitment to that vision, without your commitment to the work, the action steps to take, nothing's going to get complete. And the reason why I bring this up is because many small business owners run their business like a hobby. It's a passion, and you think you can just show up for work when you want to, leave when you want to, and sometimes you forget your customer service skills. So I'll share with you a story about what happened in my business. I'm a chiropractor, ran a healthcare practice, had about 4 employees working for me, and I started taking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I got so into that I neglected my marketing. And I was the chiropractor for the UFC gym. And the manager would come up to me and say, Spencer, Dr. Howe, where have you been? I've had a lot of patrons come to me and ask for you. You haven't been around in a couple months, because I decided to go train at a better school called Milton Bastos Academy. I sponsored him. He's a world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, and just night and day difference in the quality of training. He was really committed to teaching us everything he knew. So for some reason, I had it in my mind, and now I know why. It's because I have trauma in my history. And for me, I was getting triggered doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I wanted the best training possible to keep me safe. And so I neglected to go to the gym for like 3 months. And I used to go there every single week to set up my spinal screening booth. And because of that, my business went down. And then once I recommitted, I said, okay, Jeremy, I'm going to be back in. Told Milton, look, I got to go back to the UFC gym. Why you got to do that? Well, I'm the chiropractor of the gym. I got to show up because there's a lot of paid, customers asking for me. Oh, okay, I get it. Went back there and then picked up my business again. But the people that did want to come in, they found another chiropractor. And that's what happens. There was a loss of business as a result of my poor leadership. And that's what happens when leadership wanes. Being committed, when I recommitted to doing what I needed to do to grow my practice, to scale my practice, that is what it takes. Many entrepreneurs, you work 12, 14 hours a day, and you come home just tired as all hell, and you stop spending time with friends and people that matter to you because of all the work you're doing on your business. And they may feel like you're alienating them. And because of that, you cave in. When in fact, you need to get work done. And this is the importance of managing, organizing your work activities, prioritizing, making sure that which matters most gets done first. You got to think about, what is the cash flow of your business? What action steps do you need to take to create cash flow? How are you going to acquire new clients and customers? Your customers is your cash flow. Whether you're selling a product or a business, you've got to stay on top of acquiring those customers. Now, that could be a marketing campaign. That could be social media marketing. That could be hiring a spinal screener. That could be hiring somebody to recruit customers for you. That could be creating coupons. This is the world of marketing. And once you have an influx of customers, how are you going to manage the services? How are you going to manage the products? How are you going to organize your business to create a really impactful, positive experience for your customers and clients? So when they come into your business, they remember you. They leave with a good feeling. You give them an experience. This is all part of owning a small business. And you've got to take charge and make sure this happens. And when you slack, that's when your business slacks. That's when your cash flow slacks. And then when that overhead kicks in, when you got your lease to pay, you've got your PG&E bill to pay, perhaps a business loan to pay, perhaps it's even paying yourself. I have a cousin, it's going to hit you. I have a cousin who is a medical doctor. She became an ophthalmologist. And she told me she got into ophthalmology because you can make a lot of money. They used eye surgery, basically the LASIK eye surgery, which is corrective lens surgery. That used to cost about $10,000. And then the price went down to $4,000. And now you can have it done for $1,200. And in the medical world, they're called LASIK whores. That's what she told me, that you're just doing it for the money. You don't really care about people. You just want to make money. She said, yeah, pretty much. She was honest. But she worked for an ophthalmologist and did the LASIK surgeries. And she was having problems being reimbursed by insurance companies. I said, who's doing your insurance billing? She said, I am. Why don't you hire a medical billing agency to do your billing for you? They'll write in the proper codes. It's just a matter of putting in the proper codes. You're probably putting in different codes that are not reimbursable. She's like, hire? Why should I do that when I can do it myself? Oh, so you might don't micromanage. You're a micromanager, one of those. You don't trust anyone to do it for you. Why would you think you can do it better than a person who specializes in insurance billing? What training have you had in insurance billing? None. So why do you think you can do it better? She said, you got a good point there. Then over time, she became partner in this practice. Saw her again at one of the family events, and she said, I go, how's life? How's being a medical doctor? How's the business? She goes, I became partner, and I'm making less money as a result of it. I kind of regret becoming partner because I don't know what to do now. I'm actually making less money. I mean, luckily, her husband was making enough money to support the family as well, but you're a medical doctor. Took probably about a $30,000 pay cut as a result of becoming partner. You would think you make more money. She goes, we get paid last. All the doctors on staff get paid last, but I was getting paid more than I am when I was employed than when I was a partner. And what do? I told her, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first, what you want. And then allocate the funds for the other stuff afterwards. You're a part owner, pay yourself first. She looked at me like baffled. So that is the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make, is you pay yourself last. You start cutting into the quality of your life, you're going to regret opening that business. You're going to see your bills pile up. But you know what? That's going to motivate you to scale your practice. And that's where I come in. Because when you streamline your workflow, you get focused. And you realize you actually have more time than you thought you had to do the things you enjoy doing. Or to work on some other projects within the business, how to grow it. Perhaps branch out. Are you networking? Are you going to the Rotary Club meetings? Are you going to the Chamber of Commerce meetings? If you're an office building, are you saying hello to every single office in that building? Are you getting your name and face known? Are you managing your work activity? You've got to prioritize your work activity, not only the service you provide, but organizing that service, the performance of that service. Or if it's a product, the distribution of that product. Is it mail order? Is it online, mobile? Is it brick and mortar? How are you packaging your products? What is the experience that the customer has coming in? Have you decorated your office appropriately to please the customers who come in? This is all part of managing. Now, the goal is to scale your business so you can decrease the overhead, increase profit margin, and then grow your business. A lot of businesses do the reverse. They want to grow, which increases expenses, and then scale their business. You need to scale your business before you grow, because the scaling is going to prepare you for the growth. And it's going to increase your profit margin. So thereby, you're going to have some money to invest in marketing or expanding your business or hiring. See, the goal of any business owner is to make enough money to be able to pay for a manager. You pay for somebody so you don't have to work 7 days a week. You get to work 3 days a week, and the manager works 5, and then someone else covers those 2 days a week. That's what you want to build your business up to. That's the vision you have for yourself and your business. The other vision is, what impact can you have on your customers and clients? How impactful, how valuable is your product or service to your clients and customers? How do you create value? So how do you communicate that value? Is there an inherent value, Like gasoline. You don't have to sell gasoline. People just drive up and buy gasoline. Something like chiropractic, you need to educate your patients and then create value in what you do. If you're a massage therapist, if you're a psychologist, most service-oriented business, through your communication, you create value. You create an understanding of the person's condition, their problem. As a business coach, this is what I do for my clients. What's the problem in your business and how can we resolve it? And there's different elements of business, but the biggest problem I see is poor leadership. Not following through the commands, procrastinating, putting things off, and then acting like you know everything, and then not getting things done, and then nothing happens. You're stalemate. You're a fish in, you're a ship in still water. You're not moving anywhere. You're not growing. You're not expanding. And your profit margin is dwindling and your expenses are increasing, and it's not a good feeling to have. Believe me, I've gone through that. I know this from my own experience of owning a small business. It's a headache, or it's a blessing in disguise. It's a headache if you're not skilled, because it's frustrating. What do you do? What am I supposed to do? But if you're skilled and you know what to do, then it becomes a cakewalk. All you got to do is stay on top of things. Prioritizing your work activity and your workflow, streamlining your workflow, eliminating wasted work, cutting out steps in procedures, office procedures, things of that nature can streamline your work. Increase the cost of your product or service can also scale your business. You're going to increase profitability without increasing cost of doing business. So how do you increase the price of your service or product? By creating value. The more value you create in your product or service, the more value will be perceived. And that's connecting your product or service to the problem you're solving in your target market. And that's all leadership. You're committed to doing the work of a business. I just covered multiple aspects of a business. And if you feel overwhelmed, wow, that's a lot. Well, you're getting triggered. That means you're not ready to be an entrepreneur. And if you feel stressed when certain challenges present themselves, a difficult customer, a difficult client suing you, that happens. Perhaps someone vandalizes your office. Happened to me. Perhaps there is an employee doesn't show for work. I mean, you've got to deal with these challenges. And if you're getting triggered, because resistance to work activity, to action steps is a sign of trauma. You know, you've got trauma that you need to deal with, some unresolved emotions you haven't dealt with. That creates this uncertainty, this fear of uncertainty. You know, really a leader embraces what's called a growth mindset. You embrace the future, you embrace the unknown because you can learn as you go. And that's the mindset of a leader, commitment and growth mindset. You'll figure it out as you go along. Every entrepreneur knows whatever plans you make, every few months they change. The environment changes. The demand for your services or your product changes. Your target market may change. Things may change. The economy may change, and you have to adapt. And when you embrace this change, you're able to adapt. That's a sign of a leader. How resourceful are you? This is the quality of a leader. This is why leadership is it's foundation for running a business. You've got to make yourself the leader. And it doesn't mean being a king, being a queen, being a dictator. It means seeing the work that has to be done, what's needed to be done clearly, and being able to execute it without hesitation. Money loves rapid work. Money loves quick decisions. Money loves, there's no thinking, you just do. Money loves stability. Money doesn't love as an unstable, emotionally triggered person or person who hesitates and procrastinates. You make the decision, you execute, you learn as you go. You make a mistake, you just adapt and learn as you go. That's all about the growth mindset. And I can teach you this because this is the entrepreneurial mindset. You may have underestimated what you got yourself into. You may have been open for a year, maybe 6 months, maybe 2 years, and you're feeling overwhelmed. You're not knowing what to do. That's where I come in. I can help you establish a clear goal and then create the steps to get there. So go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know where you're at in your business. This is for small business owners and entrepreneurs. This is Dr. Spencer Coaches. Thank you so much for listening.